because God, I have like, I'm sorry, my whole body right now is like, is goosebumpy, because what you did is going to impact our organizations, not only ourselves, but our organizations. So if we're ready, we could start recording.
Yeah, I did. I started. Go ahead.
Oh, you did? Oh, well, then you guys did it. You made it through boot camp. Not only did you make it through 2020, you did it. You're awesome. And hashtag we are better together, because this was definitely a team thing. So let's go. Sometimes you just need to put your big girl pants on and walk the dog.
There we are.
So, Director,
I was there. What happened?
you know, I used to say all the time, just put your big girl pants on, just do the tough thing, you know, suck it up, you know, whatever, build a bridge, get over it. And so my team, when it was my 25th anniversary, gave me a pair of big girl pants. And we are leading the way. I mean, the name of our boot camp was Walk the Talk, because you are the leader of your team, and we lead by example, and the pace of the leader determines the pace of the team. And the first question for you guys is, when we walk the talk, how does that make you feel? How did you feel? And this is a participation thing this morning, so we're celebrating, but it's not the Patty and Marie show. It is your conversation. This is our conversation to have. Anybody have comments about this?
Stronger, accomplished, powerful, important.
Stronger.
It made me do what I was asking my consultants to do: confident, proud, stronger, inspirational, motivated to lead a stronger team, really proud of her director, better about my business, accountable, invincible. Wow.
Oh my
Fire
gosh.
in me.
It can be done, accountable, motivated.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So
Leader by example.
this, I want you to speak up. What is the one thing that you did this week that you've been putting off? Let's start there.
Follow-ups.
Say that.
Follow-ups.
Follow-ups. Anyone else?
Booking, asking people to join my team, reach out, offering opportunity, reach outs, recruiting, making consistent contacts daily, reaching out, follow up, and organizing office.
So by doing this thing that you've been putting off, but doing it this week, what did it change?
Her when she asked to join.
Hold on one second. We need to mute everybody, Marie.
Yeah, let me
Okay.
go ahead and mute everybody, and you guys can.
I did, Patty. And then people that want to speak up.
Okay, I've unmuted. So you will unmute yourself if you want to answer this, but what is the one thing that you did this week that you've been putting off? And by doing this thing, what did it change? So we're looking for just a couple testimonies of what results you got. And if you're brave enough to voice versus just put it in the chat, I'd love to hear from you.
I'll share.
Hey, Marie.
Okay.
I'll share.
Thank you, Ida.
Hey, well, I was doing the task, but I was doing it so haphazardly, you know, the contacting my customers, host coaching, but I was all over the place. So this helped me to refine my day and my week. Even though I was doing it daily, I was just all over the place, and it helped me refine my days and my weeks to be able to do it in a timely manner and more efficiently. And you know, the first day when you said, Patty says, okay, you got to contact 50 people, and I said, piece of cake. But what I didn't realize, because I've been contacting the 50 people, but using the form or using a list, it gave me a more visual of what I was actually doing. I was sending it out, but I wasn't doing anything with it after that. Mm-hmm. So it just, those are the things that I've changed, that I'm more intentional to what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sarah Jobs, I just saw your chat. Do you mind coming live and telling everybody what you just posted? And
Yeah, I just got out of the shower, so don't mind me.
you're still so
yeah.
adorable.
So I am super stoked because I started off the year very kind of slow because, you know, everyone took kind of a break at the end of December. So I knew I had to reach out for the bookings. I knew I had to start, you know, getting myself motivated. And this totally got me in that place and totally got me moving. And because of that, with the bookings, I got 6 bookings so far, and I'm not done. Like, I still have to do my follow-ups. That was just the initial reach outs. Yeah. And then I reached out to, you know, the recruiting piece. Oh my gosh. I reached out to people that hosted with me back in like March of last year. And I was like, I'm just going to throw it out there, right? This girl signed up on my team. She goes, actually, it's a perfect timing. Why not? And I was like, okay. And then, yeah. And then I have 2 more people that wrote back to me and was like, I have more questions, but I'm actually really interested. And I'm like, wait, what? Like I was just so surprised that just asking them to join my team got me there. So it really helped me in my business.
Oh, thank you for sharing. Anybody else? I mean, I know people, Nancy Jo, I don't know if you want to, I'm not reading the chat anymore. So if you want to call on somebody or if somebody wants to volunteer.
I'll share.
Thank you.
I was so excited because I was all in on this challenge, right? Because I'm offering it to my team starting this week. So I did the recruiting. When it came to the recruiting, I always ask my host at least 5 times, sometimes 10, you know, I just keep going. And, but I actually went back to every single past host from 2020 and sent them a message. And the people that were, you know, no, now are like, maybe, you know, like I had, I think it was 5 people that responded back to me that I am interested in. And like Susan, I think it was just speaking, said, like, I was just like, what? Because, you know, a couple of them, even still after 14 years, I sometimes, you know, you hear people say no, and then, you know, you kind of have that no, which no is no, but I have a reservation, or then there's the no, you know? And so you kind of have that. And then when they say yes, you're kind of like, what? So it's pretty exciting. So it definitely was worth it. And I'm so excited to implement this with my organization.
That is amazing. Thank you. What do you guys think was the most valuable thing that you learned this week? Nance, I don't know if they're putting it in the chat,
yeah,
if you want to read
I
it.
can do this. Time
Time
management,
management.
confidence. Yeah. Time management.
That was a good one.
I'm a sucker for systems, time management and focus, tracking, being intentional and consistent, absolute time management. I thought I was organized, but found out I'm not. Tracking, documenting, I can
I
do it.
hear about that. Yeah.
Who said that? Who said that? I thought I was organized, but I'm not.
It keeps going too fast now. Who
I
said
did.
that?
Who was that? Can you come live?
Janaya Roman.
Yes.
I always pride myself because I'm very OCD organized, especially around the household, but I work full time, I do PC part time, and I do a cake business part time. And I really thought I had my stuff together, and I really don't, especially with my time management. That was a huge thing. I actually, here, I'll show you, I made a schedule on my whiteboard, and I have tasks that I have to do every day, as well as a new consultant that I just signed from this that I'm meeting with tomorrow that's coming over, as well as my boot camp candidates and my little shopping list, of course. And I bought separate notebooks for training and for things, ideas that I have, as well as I use Excel sheets. And that would be something I'd like to show you, Nancy Jo. I've showed Kim on a training that I did not long ago on how you can copy and paste your Facebook people into these spreadsheets. And
Really?
Yeah, it's really simple. And then I use another application called HubSpot that I did a small training in that helps me keep my receipts and everything organized. I really thought because of those things that I was super organized, but my time, it was all over the place, like the young lady spoke before. And this was like a total slap in the face. I am not organized like I thought I was because my time was all over the place. But now I have it scheduled. Okay, I'm going to do 1 hour of this. The power hour I've scheduled on my, and I have alarms set for everything. It's kind of like what I tell my son to do because he's autistic. He has to set alarms for his daily task. I had to do the same thing, and I wasn't walking the talk. Like, I was telling him to do it, but I wasn't doing it myself. And I was all over the place, not taking time out for the family, not doing what I was supposed to do completely for my full-time job either. So it's really opened my eyes and helped me to just be more organized and more focused. Another thing was I work from home now full-time. Shut the TV off and just put the music on, and that helped a big deal, a big difference.
That's
So those distractions were huge.
So this week, Linda, I was going to have you, because you made a comment that I thought was interesting, that we're directors, and by going through this, imagine what our consultants are doing. And then you talked about authentic reach outs. And I just finished listening, because Audible was one of my new Christmas gifts, to Atomic Habits by James Clear. And he talks about the little creating habits and going for a 1% better performance is really going to create very impactful results. So Linda, do you want to just explain what you meant in the comments? And then I'm going to go on to the next screen after you.
And in the, you know what, I'm going to interrupt just for a minute. They're asking if, is it Gianna? Jenny? How do you say your name, sweetie?
Janaea.
Janaea. I knew I was saying it wrong. I
That's okay, I'm
apologize.
used to it.
Janaea, would you teach people how to do that, that thing with the Excel spreadsheet on Monday's call?
Maybe not this Monday, but next Monday when we're able to be there.
Just let me know when. I'd be more than happy to.
Oh, that would be, you know what, Marie, I'm sure we're going to watch the call. So you can
Oh,
do
yeah.
it this Monday if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm just thinking Cindy Johnson might have had something, but
For
that's,
the Excel thing, it's pretty quick. HubSpot's a little bit more detailed. I'm a
Just the
CRM.
Excel thing to start with. Yeah, yeah.
I'm a
But
CRM
maybe another
administrator
Monday, the
for
HubSpot, that
my
would be great.
full-time job. So that's how I got all these tools.
Yep. Okay. Linda, I'm sorry for interrupting.
That's okay. So the thing I was referring to is my organization has been doing a Rockstars on the Rise for over a year and a half now. And it was a phenomenal program. And, we asked our consultants to do, 80 reach outs in a week. And me going through this, and we've always said we try to do this alongside of our consultants, but the reality is with all of the things that we are juggling as directors, we don't always put in that amount of effort and time that we're asking our consultants to put in. So in putting in that effort this week that we actually ask our consultants to put in, it was a huge eye opener. And Sam and I were talking about this early in the week, that it takes longer than 30 minutes to really truly send out an authentic message to someone. And, we help our consultants to craft a message that says, hey, just reaching out, wanted to touch base and, see if, let you know some new things are going on at Pampered Chef. And I thought of you, and I thought you would, be great to host a party this month. What do you think? But, we have taught them to make it easy.
Oh, we're losing you, Linda. You're frozen, Linda.
Her computer died, I'm sure.
No.
Okay.
Samantha, do you know what she was going to say?
Yeah, we have taught our consultants to make this easy, and we're trying to get them to make those reach outs, but a lot of times it doesn't come across as authentic, I think, as we need. And so when you're asking them to do these mass reach outs, 80 reach outs, even though you're teaching authenticity, the reality is to do 80 reach outs and be authentic with them. Oh, here she is. In that time frame is challenging. So I think it was quite an eye opener for us as directors about how are we teaching this? What are we teaching our consultants? We definitely don't want to be those spammy weirdos that just send out these mass messages that, I'm sure we've all received before. And how do you continue that? So yeah, I think it was a great learning experience as a director, especially as we create these Business Builder Rockstars on the Rise programs.
Good point. Because we do want to be authentic. We're just not pushing, we're not just pushing this, we're not just salespersons, and we're not just, the infomercial. We want to have an authentic person-to-person relationship. We want to be real people who are excited about real products that are going to make a real difference and help people in their lives, in their kitchen, with their families, at their dinner table. So moving on, we want to talk about the impact of Walk the Talk. And those of you that read Rory Vaden, Take the Stairs and Procrastinate on Purpose, that part of what we could do is duplicate and automate systems. So how can we leverage this to our teams? And I know that, Patty, I don't know if you want to speak on this, because I'm doing all the talking, and do you want to just, talk about and ask these questions? It's on the screen. Okay. Oh, you're muted.
That's what it
There
is.
you go.
I know there was some noise back here. So I'm sorry, Marie. I was concentrating on why I wasn't talking here, or why I wasn't going through. Okay. Well, it's okay. Which question are you on here?
Well, we want to know how to leverage this to our teams. So we've created this in a way that you can duplicate this, that you can share the Loom videos and
the post and all of that. Yeah.
And so there's different thoughts about each pod of people, or creating or connecting with some directors to make a pod to offer something like this to your team on either a monthly basis and get your new people and your business builders into it. Some teams are going to offer it twice a month. I know, Linda, your team is offering it twice a month in like a alternative form.
Yes.
Can I just say a couple things on it, Marie? Is that all right? Okay. Let me just interrupt Patty just for a second. We're doing this. We still have a few more people to ask about doing a second set of videos. So you will have 2 sets of videos if you want to run it twice in a month, so that maybe some of the people who didn't quite get to finish, now they've got a different person to look at the second time. We're really hoping that 5 to 6 of you go in together, and some ideas would be each one of you could take a day to really follow the Facebook group and answer things and posts and things like that. And then the 6th, person could run the call on Saturday, or some people are doing a Friday night. Here's some ideas to put your personal team through it. Anyone who wants to put them through it first. And then Kristen Coy, now she pretty much just puts her new people through it and getting great success with fast track directors. So we did this, like I said, so that you could go into Loom, the Loom, and please, you guys, don't give the Loom account out to other people who haven't taken it. Part of it is walking the talk. And I know some people asked, will we run this again for other directors? I think you can just have directors jump in to any run that you're doing of this. Okay. I don't know that you have to do a separate one just for directors, because you guys did what we're going to ask people to do. So I don't know that we need to do something again for directors over and over. But what we might want to do is in a few months, maybe do an upper level one, an upper level boot camp, and what you do for advanced and senior directors going towards executive, things like that. Not this month though, I'm just letting you know. We tried to set it up so it would be very easy for you to use. And like I said, I cannot thank the people that that did the videos enough. You guys were awesome, off the charts. And it, you know, and it's so good because sometimes when we say things, our teams don't listen to us because they think they know what we're going to say. And this happens to me just as much as you. Okay. So I just want you to know that. So when a different person speaks, they go, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I wish I would have known that earlier. And I'm thinking, I've said it 50 times. What are you talking about? So I want you to know that happens to all of us. And the beauty of this program is it's so diversified and it won't be boring for people. And so I'm really, really excited about it. And I can't wait till tell Jean Jonas. We had 197 people go through this because I know that she always hears about the new people. And I'm like, I'm so proud of you guys. I really am. You guys are rock stars. I'm so proud of you. So awesome.
Linda, you do a basic training plus this, right? Is that what your team's going to do?
Well, look, we are in the talk of doing it. We had to go through this first, but Sarah Jobs mentioned a few minutes ago in the chat that, you know, there are going to be some consultants that are going to literally drop out immediately because they're not going to do the 50. They're not ready for something like this. They're not ready for it mentally, emotionally. They don't have the tools. But we are of the mindset that there is a group of consultants that need to work on mindset, and they need to work on time management, and they need to work on learning how to overcome objections. And so our thought is this: we're going to run this to see where the cream comes to the top, right? So the consultants that make it through this, they're ready. They're ready to put in the time. But we don't want to not offer something that could possibly find the consultant who doesn't think that they can do it because they have mindset issues. So our thought is a separate week-long. So we would actually do 1 week of boot camp and then 1 week of basic training. So we're going to play on the words, you know, basic training, boot camp, and basic training is going to be for those consultants who are not quite ready for the stringent, you know, one solid week of hard work. And we saw how hard it was. So we have to understand there's going to be consultants that are not quite ready for that, but we don't want to leave them. So that's what our director team is talking about. And, you know, we may be reaching out to some of you guys to do videos so they don't just have videos from us on some of those mindset things. And we'd be happy to share those as well.
Well, I think that's the thing about this whole program is that it feeds right into my next screen. You know, how do we make this better? Could we do things differently? You guys were our pilot program. So let's be honest here. You were our pilot program. So now the important thing is to analyze this and look and say, what could we do differently again? Now, Nancy Jo mentioned that she thinks that we don't necessarily need to do a director group again. I don't know if you think that there was some benefit for our director team to kind of do this together, whether it's once a year, twice a year, once a quarter. Make sure you comment on that, not only here. And so I'm going to open it up for comments on this.
Yeah, I just am curious because, you know, they said everything that was so positive about it. Let's hear, not that it was negative, but if there was something that we could do better.
Well, Patty, how about you do the conversation? I'll look at the chat on this.
Okay. So yeah, do we have anybody that wants to speak up? If they, what is something that you thought, I mean, for anything, I mean, even the logistics of it all, does anybody have any?
Somebody said homework postings were
Yeah,
difficult.
I would definitely say the homework postings.
I really thought one of the big things for me is I think that we should have admin approval for posts because people posting on it was burying what I probably spent 10 minutes one day trying to find the homework posting and the videos. And at that point, it had been a long day. I was ready to quit, not because the job was so hard, because trying to find out what I was supposed to be doing was absolutely
I
making
think-
me insane.
I
Even
think
with
we
this-
learned to put it in units, so that it's easier to find as
But they
well.
were pinned to the top, weren't they always pinned to the top?
After I realized that they weren't, I went in and pinned
Okay.
them, but it wasn't like they started out pinned to the top.
Okay.
If I can speak just a little bit. So when we went through Kristen Coy's to see, she kind of gave us for a guideline. There's only 10 to 20 people max normally in the group. So we weren't prepared for the 200. We weren't, but we did go. So then we started adding them to units so that you could search for the units or go into the units. So we do apologize that it didn't go quite that way at first, but the idea that we did get from this was having, one post to be able to do it. But another idea, if you decide to do it in a big group that I came up with later on, was tagging their directors when they posted their homework. I think would be a better idea or a way of, if you're going to have multiple directors in a group together and your director needs to find your homework, would be to ask them to tag you, the individual directors in the homework. If that's who's checking your homework, would be a great idea as well.
Cindy DeWitt had a great workaround that I never even thought of. She
Oh,
said she went
God.
into the photos and looked for the photo.
Yeah, that was excellent. Yeah. Smart girl.
Or message your director.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I was delighted with was the posting of the homework was a teaching lesson in and of itself. I have to say, I was blown away by the quality of the my stories and how you guys, between videos and jump rope and pictures and collages and the way that you're showing yourself in your shows, I thought that was great. And even the pictures of the reach outs and people's conversations, and just, I think that was a learning opportunity for everybody. And I think it kind of raised everybody's game.
Yeah, I think it was a confidence builder on why different people start this business for different reasons and how it's fulfilled their family. So I think that was great.
I honestly think that there was so much information in there that people were additional information, like the time management with the Audible, like other people, what they're using, other apps and other things, like AMI came out and Project Broadcast. I mean, so many, I think it was such a great learning process. So many, different ways that people were using their contacts, and people were asking about that, different ways that people were, your calendars. I mean, there was so many things that were shared. It was amazing. And Marie said it. I mean, their introduction. And I thought that was, there was some great ideas in there as well too. So yeah, you guys did an amazing job. Totally.
Eddie, to your point, this boot camp group is going to stay there, and
Yeah.
so you're going to be able to go in. Somebody just said, I'm really looking, Kimberly Violence, I'm really looking forward to being able to go back and really dive into what others are doing.
Yes.
And you can reach out to your sister or brother directors to say, hey, can I have just a little bit more information, or maybe they could do a training right on the boot camp site. We're going to keep that open. So that's for you guys. That's a whole wonderful resource for you all.
Oh, sorry.
I know Sherry Carr was doing the same program with her directors, and they Sherry and Nancy Francis, and they were one day behind us. So they were also using our content, but they did it a little bit differently. And instead of having a Facebook group, they had 4 pods of 10 people. And they did it as a Facebook Messenger. So it was not even a Facebook group. It was just a messenger chat together. So
that was interesting. How many pods did they have, Marie?
Well, we'll find out, but I'm assuming that and then their team is doing the same thing. They're doing it for their organization, starting either next week or the week after. So.
Yeah. Everybody's talking about going back and being able to learn, because they probably were just so focused on what they needed to do, but there was so much other information out there that they're going to go back into the group. And I have to tell you, I was reading through some of it. You could have got lost in there. So great.
Well,
just
I did get
amazing.
lost in there.
What's that?
I said, personally, I did get lost in there,
I
but in
know,
a good
I
way.
know.
It was like, it's sort of like going into Facebook or Pinterest or something else. It's just like, oh, look what she did. Oh, look what she did. Oh my gosh, isn't this adorable? And so I was blown away by the talent of our organization. And like I said, I got goosebumps for how this could really make a difference in all of our organizations. So
And
I know that
the timing,
you-
Marie, the timing
What?
that it was January. I said the timing on this, that it was January. I can't even imagine. There wasn't even a better way to start this than to kick off the year right out of the gate with this training. It was just amazing.
And I'm thinking that, we used to get together in Texas at about this time of the
Yeah,
year for a
absolutely,
director
yeah.
retreat. And so in a way, we kind of recreated that experience. Sorry, my phone is ringing, so I'm just going to mute.
Okay. I was going to say, because Samantha just put in there, she said, I would love to brainstorm how to turn this into a new consultant boot camp, which I think Kristen is already kind of doing this particular as a boot camp. She thought it was great for the seasoned consultants with all the information, but a new consultant may be overwhelmed trying to implement all the systems and ideas shared. But what does everybody else think?
So myself and 2 other people are gonna run this as a new consultant / newer consultant boot camp this coming week. We're gonna do it. They're starting today, and most of them do not have any parties, or maybe one party already going. We're asking them to start with the booking, but they're gonna have all week to make all their contacts instead of just one day. They have to complete that first contact, because we also realize that would be overwhelming for them. And we're asking them for any parties that they make contacts with to ask them to schedule them to start Friday. So that way, with the host coaching and with the recruiting and with all the systems that they're going to learn, that by the time Friday's done, they can implement all of those things that they're going to learn, so that Friday when the party starts, they'll have those things in place. So to schedule any of the again, reach out all week for the bookings. You have to complete it by Friday, so they'll get all the information and then start on Friday and beyond for parties.
Okay.
So we're going to try that.
Especially back to Linda's point about doing quality reach outs. And I'll never forget one of my first virtual parties. I thought it was going to be just a terrible party because there was only 29 people invited and only 17 said yeah, or 19 said yes. But 17 ordered, and it was a huge party. And I think because sometimes because there wasn't 100 people in there, you know what I mean? We were able to really get to know one another and be personal, and people were really loyal to their friend. So sometimes less is more, the issue is if you're doing these and reaching out, you have to follow up with it. And that's I think, not like Linda's point earlier, was not just blowing up different text message and messenger and things like that with info, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? But to really make it personal. I think that's going to be key.
Can I share something real quick?
Sure.
Okay. So I like I said, I absolutely love this program, and I'm so excited and running with it next week. I use Project Broadcast, so I don't know if everybody's familiar with that, but it's just another texting service. So I send happy birthdays to my team and anniversaries, and I can send text messages to them and stay in contact with them that way. But I put in each one of these daily posts with the video into a drip message. So I have a little welcome video that's going to go Sunday night. And then Monday morning at 8 a.m., they're going to get the text message with the video. And then they're told to either text their homework to me or they can post it in the Facebook group that we've created. So that way they're getting it there too, which might be easier for a lot of people that may get lost on Facebook or aren't on Facebook, because we have a lot of people moving off of Facebook, right? So we need to be sensitive to those people too. And I think that getting this text on their phone, it's just another reminder for them, and they can watch it at their convenience too. So I just wanted to throw that idea out there.
And maybe you need to do a little training, Danielle, on a Monday call about that, about the broadcast, the text broadcasting and how you use it.
Sure.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
No,
So I have a question regarding just keeping everybody in these little pods. You know, what's the value versus putting everybody in the group? I feel like sometimes those, like, they get lost. Like the text messages, they are kind of to themselves. Although you did say, Danielle, that you're doing a Facebook group.
yeah, we're going to have the Facebook group along with it.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you're just deploying the messages to them and they're putting their homework back in the message, or
They
Okay.
can do either or.
Okay.
So they can either text it back to me because some of them, like I said, are not on Facebook anymore.
yeah. Oh, okay. Oh,
And
all right.
yeah, a lot of people are moving off Facebook. So,
Okay.
you know, but the ones that are can just post it. They're given the option to post it there or in the
Okay.
group.
Yeah, I was just wondering about the value because this was phenomenal. You know, the way that everybody shared, and maybe it was because it's the directors. I don't know if that would be the case.
Now-
if it were consultants. I don't know if that would be, you know, they would get the same thing.
For me, it
although
was-
consultants might think that, you know, they would love to hear from other consultants, you know.
Yeah, I think so. But I also think it kind of seems a little more personal when they're getting the direct text message from their director.
Okay.
You know, and it seems a little bit overwhelming for me. And that's just probably because there were so many people in the group. And like everybody said,
Right.
we won't personally have that many. I wish I would, but we won't have that many in our individual groups. So.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Oh, I was
go ahead.
I was just going to say, does everybody agree about having a basic training, you know, for consultants, which instead of using these videos, is that what you're talking about? Like a basic that's a little toned down a little bit? Is that what you guys are thinking? Because
I love the idea of a basic training, Patty,
Okay.
because I'm thinking about the weekly new consultant calls. I still think there's a great connection when people get together and feel like they're part of a team. But I think the content, you know, could be better implemented with a basic training kind of week.
Yeah.
And 5 redone messages, 5 redone videos with just some basic things instead of
Yeah.
all of the
I used to-
information.
I mean,
that was shared.
one
If I
of them
can
could-
share again, just real quick about Project Broadcast again, but I do a welcome video. I used to have a welcome training, a half-hour training each week. And so I decided to just make a video for it. And so again, that's sent to my all my new consultants. They say, I text them a message, just say, text the word newbie to my phone number. And then they get the welcome video. And then it says, when you're ready, type back the word host coaching or booking. I forget which order it goes in, but there's 5 altogether that I send to and when they finish, it says, text me back when you're done for some happy mail. So when they finish those 5 trainings, then I send them something in the mail. But again, then it shows us who really is interested in working their business and who's not, right? So it's really, really great.
The way I see this working for me is in the Brockton organization,
We can hardly hear you, Holly.
I wonder, hey, hold on a second. Let me take my earplugs out and see what happens.
Me now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Better.
I don't
Thank
know what's
you.
going on. Technology. That's why I come to these Monday meetings. Anyway, in the Brockton organization, we have a director who every week does what we call success strategies, and they're alternating weeks. One week is basically about how to get bookings, and it's your basics, right? The next week is how to do hosting. And we direct every new person. They do a new consultant, 15-minute with Paula, and then they're supposed to go into the success strategies. What I see is having people do that, because that's more information, and then put them into this boot camp for those who want to apply it, because we give them the information, but we all know we need that push to apply. But the other place I see this really, really working for me is I am one of the directors in the Berwick organization. In the Brockton organization that does our Director Bound program. And I think that we're going to require anybody who wants to be in Director Bound has to go through the boot camp ahead of time. Because you can be in Director Bound, but you and I know that if you don't have the parties booked and you don't have the potential recruits out there, we can give you all these great ideas, but you have nowhere to apply them. And right now we're telling them to do success strategies, which is great. Again, that's information, but they're not motivated to apply it. So this is going to get them, I just see this key to funnel into our Director Bound program.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, I agree with you. It's kind of like really giving them the information they need. And one of the calls would have to be on handling objections, because I think that if people know how to handle a no thank you and handle, the first no or the second no, it gives them more confidence. But then this is actually putting what they know into action in a superpower way, and so yeah, I think that would be really great. Again, to automate, back to Marie's, Rory Vaden, to automate things, because then it's easy to send out. In 15 minutes, almost anybody can listen to 15, 20 minutes.
Especially if they're able to listen to it on their own time, Nance, because
Right.
depending on somebody's schedule, they're either at work or they've got kids. So if they have a video, like what I loved about this is that it was the responsibility of the people in it to choose a time that they can watch it and do the homework. And I like that we gave them till noon the next day versus midnight, because I was thinking there were some people that were working all day that wouldn't be able to get to the homework till after work on that night. So, so anyway, I just want to thank everybody. I know that we're going on 45 minutes, and Nance, if you feel that you want to be able to I think we should stop the recording so people who are watching the playback can get the stuff.
Let me just, before you stop the recording, Patty, let me just say, I am so proud of you guys, all the work that you did, not only the presenters, but all of you that participated, and that you went in and you did the work, and it strengthened your business at such an important time of year. And I think about December and where morale was at, and how people were a little discouraged, and everything. And I mean, now the first week they said there was only 10 products beside the cookware and the stoneware that was out. And I don't know what it is today, but I'm sure we'll find out on Monday, because we have a national meeting. But what I think it did is it gave everybody that little break, and then it's revving people up to have a great year. And I know I see it in our numbers. The numbers are crazy good for January, and it's an unusual direct ship now has things going, as they happen, except for the shared rewards. The shared rewards is going to be turned in at the end when it's finished, so that's a little bit of a difference. But January is always a clean start. It's always a clean start, so it kind of shows you what your year is going to be like. So I really want to encourage you guys to go out there, and if your business isn't quite where it needs to be, to work on it, because it is really, I mean, we are like running at about triple what we did last year on the same day. So so I want to encourage you that business is out there. People want to buy. The shipping is awesome. And I know that it's not going to be long before all the stock issues, the inventory issues are completely gone. So they're working really hard on that. So go with confidence is what I'm trying to say. And congratulations to all of you for doing the great work that you did this week. And even if you didn't get every single thing done, I mean, Laura Teal had a heart to heart with me. I hope Laura's on here, but she talked me out of, we shouldn't kick anybody out because this is the directors. They need to know what it's all about so they can do it for their team. And she was really good, a good influencer on me as to how to do this for you all. But I think one of the magic pieces that Kristen Waringa and Kristen Coy have done with this program, because I think they started it, is that people know that they will be released from the program. You know, that's a nicer word, released from the program at this time. And then you can do it at a time where you have more, the availability of time to do it better. But that's the magic ingredient, the magic sauce, is knowing that you're going to be released, because people do the work then. And we see it in Lead Plus, and we see it in all those programs that the tough love really works, you know? So you guys, while it's nicer to let people stay in, when you're doing this with your teams, I think it'll be so much more effective. If you need to run a basic training because they need those basic skills, don't kick them out of that. But I'm saying when you do this program, really do it right so that you get the growth that you want. And congratulations once again for doing this. And I can't wait to see where we're going to go this year. It's really, really exciting. So blessings to all of you, blessings on your business, and pray about your business and ask the Lord to bless it, because he does. We have not because we ask not. Okay. So definitely pray about your business and ask the Lord to guide your steps, and he will. So thank you very much, Patty and Marie, for running today. And once again, Denise Garza, I want to give you a huge thank you and applause. I mean, she did amazing things this week to get the last week and this week to get this off and up. Makes me cry because you really did.
You're gonna make me cry. Stop.
No, really, this wouldn't have happened without your hard work. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you. I'm honored and humbled to be here. So I'm very, very blessed.
Amazing.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
So
here's something you're all going to need to do is you're going to need to gather with your directors to get your pods of people so you can reproduce this with your teams, because you're better together, like hashtag better together. Okay. And so you're going to want to get groups of people to do this with, and if you don't have those groups of people, put it in the Facebook group and say, hey, you know, who wants to join with me, or can I join your group? Because once again, those different voices, different stories, different people sharing are going to make all the difference in the world. So thanks, Marie. Thanks, Patty. Thanks for all you did as well.
I did put a link tree together. It's got the
I got the link.
documents.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a survey tracker that we were using to help you keep track of once you do put your people in the boot camps on your own, it'll have a tracker so you can put their names and then check off each day that they complete their homework.
It's in the group, right, Denise? It's in the group.
Kitty, do you want to shut off the recording?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to get this part of it.
It's not in the walk the talk, so that's why I added it